Good afternoon, everyone. Sean here again from the Trusted Business Community Association, and today I'm interviewing Ian Reid from Fife and Forth Utilities. Well, he doesn't just do that, but I'll let Ian explain what else he's got in his magical box of tricks that he brings to the world out there. Ian's basically a guy who looks to help you reduce your carbon footprint in your business. He'll help you reduce your utility bills. He looks to get you the best savings possible across many different aspects, including, and I'm sure Ian will add this to when we start chatting, including things like cost saving on fuel, whether that be a vehicle on the road or even a marine vehicle in the sea. So, Ian, welcome. Thanks ever so much for joining me and spending a little
Thank
bit of
you.
time with me this afternoon, mate. Really
No
appreciate
problem at all.
you being here. Tell me, Ian, obviously you've got all of these. I mean, I know that you've got quite a few, shall we say, tools in the toolkit. Probably a good way of
Yeah,
describing it for
yeah.
people to save money. But you've got so much going on, and sometimes I struggle to keep up with all the extra stuff that you keep adding because you're just like you are Mr. Cost Saving Specialist of the Year, I think. To be fair, buddy. So tell us a little bit more about Forth and Fife. Fife and Forth even. I got that round the wrong way. I always do that. Fife and
That's okay.
Forth.
That's okay,
I
here,
won't be
Sean.
the first. I won't be the first person or the last to probably get that round the wrong way either.
That's true.
But tell us a little bit more about Fife and Forth Utilities, where it started from, how it sort of grew, and where you see it going as well, and all the things that you're bringing to the table to help people save money.
Okay. Well, I mean, as you say, yeah, there is quite a lot of things that I do. And I'm a bit like, I've actually started writing down a lot of things because sometimes you do forget because there's quite a lot there. But it's just about saving people money across pretty much anything, whether it be in the home or whether it be in their business. It started really because I started off, initially I started off being a partner of a utility warehouse, and then realised that, brilliant though that is, there's a lot of other things that I could help people with as well. So it's kind of, I just started looking at other avenues to help businesses, not just in utilities, but in other ways, like you say, the engines, fuel saving solutions, that kind of thing. And it's just kind of built from there and kind of grown arms and legs and some more arms and legs and a few more arms and legs. So it's, hopefully we've got I like to think it's a sort of one-stop shop for cost saving for, pretty much everything really.
One of the things I know you and I have had discussions in the past, and I think that the people listening into this interview need to understand is that Fife and Forth, you think Scotland, which is a bit of a giveaway with your accent as well, of course. So yes, you are based up there in Scotland, but you don't just cover Scotland, do you?
No, we cover the whole of the UK. In fact, some of the fuel saving solutions that we've got, especially in the marine sector, that could be anywhere really, so it doesn't have to be in the UK. Utilities generally are UK based because I don't know how they work in Germany or France or that, but I do know how they work here. But yeah, it's covered. The name came from the fact that I'm originally from Fife and Forth's the river just down the road from where I used to live, so that's where the name come from, but it's not geographical at all.
So there's no restriction, so anyone can reach into you, which is important to get to, because of the brand. It's important for people to know that it's not just for the residents of Scotland, it's for the residents of the United Kingdom.
Absolutely.
That you can help. Now there's something that I know that because of the conversations we regularly have, and we do have a few regular conversations between
we do, yes,
don't we? I know that you were recently talking about the changes in laws with the EPC ratings on properties, especially for the rental marketplace.
Yes.
And I believe, am I right in saying that's 2025 when that all starts to change?
It is, yeah.
So properties, explain what the effects of the EPC ratings are now and what effects that would do for landlords who were having a portfolio of 5, 10, 15, some of them have got even more than that many properties. if what's the sort of area coming into 2025 that they need to be looking at to make sure that their properties are up to the standard of renting?
At the moment, there's not as much regulations, but come, as you say, 2025, they'll be changing. So if you're a landlord and your property doesn't fall into the category, and most properties in the UK, the sort of general average is about a category D, which is not going to be applicable, so it's C or above.
When you say C or above, that's C, B, and A. They need to be.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, yeah. So what will happen is, if in 2025, if you're a landlord and you've got a property that doesn't fall into those categories, the A, B, C, you could effectively have your tenant staying there without paying your rent legally.
I suppose because they're not. I take it that officially, then they don't become rentable properties.
That's absolutely correct. Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that can bring properties up to date. There's as I say, loads and loads of properties across the UK that are that won't fit that criteria. They wouldn't fit that criteria if they checked them today. But to get ready for that cut-off date in 2025, there's a lot of things that can be done. So there's things like insulation, windows can be upgraded, heating, depending on what kind of heating system there is. Because there's a lot of grants out there. That's one of the other things I do is help people with different grants, whether it be things like air source heat pumps or getting solar panels fitted, changing heating systems if you've got an ineffective or a sort of beyond its sell-by date type heating system, which a lot of properties do have. Then there's a lot of these things that can be put in place. Sometimes they won't cost a landlord anything, and if they do, they're usually discounted.
And let's face it, obviously from a landlord, that's probably music to their ears, because if they can get it at least at worst case scenario discounted, if they've got, I don't know, let's say they've got 40 properties in their portfolio, that's an awful lot of money that they're going to be forking out for to get all these things put right. But if they're going to get the huge discounts, that can benefit them too.
I suppose the other way of looking at it is, if they don't do it, they could have 40 properties where they have a tenant staying in there that doesn't pay rent.
Or they're going to have to sell them before that date and get rid of half their portfolio.
There is that as well, yeah. Depends if they're aware of what's coming. It depends if the tenant knows what's coming as well.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I know I suppose average person on the street in rented accommodation, may know, may not know. Who knows how many people do know about these things or not. But as it gets closer and closer to the date, the general public are pretty switched on to what's coming.
Yes.
So, it's not going to be something that I don't think there'll be as few people not knowing about it. I think there'll be a lot more people knowing about it effectively.
Yes.
Because, obviously property has to be up to date and has to be up to a standard. And of course, let's be honest, most landlords are brilliant. They keep on top of it. But this is putting a real thick line in where the standard has to be by changing the EPC rating. And of course,
absolutely,
above that, or at least get into that C band rather than where you're saying most of them are in a D at the moment. That's going to take some investment or certainly some changes. And
absolutely.
I suppose if landlords can come to somebody like you, that you could then investigate as to whether or not they qualify for some of the free stuff and some of the heavily discounted grants.
That's correct. Yes. We'll go through that with them.
Excellent. Well, I mean, I should imagine if any landlords are listening into this interview on our YouTube channel or across social media where we share it, I should imagine your phone will start ringing, my friend, because anyone who's got if anyone's got any serious sort of like portfolio, it's not going to be something that's going to be necessarily that cheap to do. So if you can give them that opportunity to save and possibly get some of that stuff done for free under a grant scheme, that's going to at least keep the profit margins in their business, having a property portfolio, which is obviously their business. It will at least keep the profit margins in there, the more that they can save at the front end to get the right side of the new EPC ratings in 2025.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So, Ian, obviously, you're part of the association. You've been an accredited member now for a number of years. It's lovely to have you here. Your
Thank you.
service standard is absolutely tip top, and that's the reason why you hold the badge of trust. And that's great news. How can people find you if they need to be searching for you? Where do you hang out online, and what other places can they find you at?
I'm glad you said online there. I wonder if you were going that, where I hang out. Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. I've not got a website as yet. That's another thing that will come in at some point. But I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. You obviously get me on my phone as well, and my email. Well, all the usual things. And depending on where you are, if I'm nearby, I might even see smoke signals as well.
Right.
Might be a bit far from where you are to where I am just now.
Yeah,
It's
just a little bit far.
distance. Yeah.
It's a clear enough day today, mate.
No, it's not. No, the rain has probably put the fire out, so there'd be no smoke anyway, because it's raining here just now.
Well, as I say, there's no smoke without fire. I think obviously the key is how to get hold of you. What's the best email address to get hold of you, Ian?
Probably it'll be ian.reid@fifeandforthutilities.co.uk.
Brilliant.
And I'm also on LinkedIn as well. It's Ian Reid, and it's got cost saving specialist next to it. So, and you'll see my picture, which is the one that's behind you there.
Yes.
And that's my little profile picture. Yeah.
And of course, you can also find Ian in our directory, which is at the trustedbusinesscommunity.com website. You can go in there. And the good thing about our directory, where you can chat to Ian, you can also not just get hold of him or send him an email, but if he is showing that he's online and he's willing to take a video call, you can video call him and ask him questions there and then without having the need to wait. As long as he's available to take your call, he'll be there ready and waiting for you. Ian, it's an absolute privilege and a pleasure to have you on here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for explaining some of the more nitty gritty stuff that you're doing, and of course that big saving aspect of we're talking about. Ultimately, we were talking about landlords, but there's going to be homeowners out there that can also benefit from this as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not just designed for landlords; it's designed for homeowners as well.
It depends. Obviously there's lots of things like solar panels that people can get. I think you'll start to see, if you're driving around the country, you'll see more people with solar panels because there's more grants available for people to get them, which will be sort of starts off next week, for 1st April is. So although I've been talking about it for a good 2 or 3 months, it's about November, December time. But yeah, if you're an owner, and even if your heating system's maybe not the best, I know some people's heating systems maybe aren't particularly great. They might be beyond their sell-by date. They might not be too good environmentally speaking either. Right. So therefore, then there's a lot of grants that are available for that as well. So
fabulous.
Yeah.
So for everyone listening in to this interview, reach out to Ian Reid, the cost saving specialist, when it comes to your utilities and everything else to do with saving on whether it's business, commercial, residential, and or if you're just looking to have a greener footprint, leaving a greener footprint behind. Ian is your man to talk to. Thanks ever so much, Ian, for dropping by.
Thank you.
I look forward to obviously catching up with you, probably maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? We tend to talk to each other quite regularly. So
a few meetings that we're on.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking forward to seeing you soon, and good luck with the rest of your day, mate.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Thanks, folks.